Cain, which is a hooked nose. And they would say the same way Cain was cursed and was a vagabond, just to go scattered across the earth doing whatever. Basically, that's how the Jews are. They're cursed, and they were vagabonds spread throughout the whole world. Other people have thought even weirder things. Mormons used to believe, at least those who are honest about their history, will admit that the Mormons used to believe that the mark of Cain was black skin. So if anyone was of a darker skin tone, they would say that they had the mark of Cain on them. The church president, Church of Latter-day Saints President Brigham Young used to say, "What is the mark? You will see it on the countenance of every African you ever did see." And he'd say it's the flat nose and the black skin. So there's a lot of speculation. Other people have thought that it was a horn. You know, preachers have preached in bygone eras that it was a horn coming out of his forehead. Physical attributes. But the thing is that if you think about it biblically, Cain, most of his descendants were all dead, with the flood. So how does that work when you have like a pretty pure bloodline going all the way to Noah, and then everyone else dies besides Noah and his family, and then this physical attribute still passes on to today? That doesn't make any sense. There is no physical attribute that we can point at today and say, hey, this person's of Cain, or this person's not of Cain. Because all of Cain's descendants were dead, everyone besides the line of Noah. So it doesn't make any sense. If that were the point, we would all have it, because if Noah had it, then we all have it, okay? So it doesn't make any sense. The reality is that this mark was something physical that could be seen at that time, but spiritually speaking, we can still see a mark on the spiritual children of Cain. And this mark is not a physical mark. It's not something that can be seen on their face or on their arm or on their body, but it's something that can be discerned spiritually through what someone is teaching, through the way someone lives, and the way they behave themselves. So now this mark, like I said before, was to protect Cain. Let's see chapter 4, verse 15. Towards the end, it says, "And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him." So I want to be very clear that this mark was not something that could be inherited physically. But there is a spiritual inheritance coming all the way back to Cain, to the point that we could say right now there are people that are the children of Cain. There are people that are the children of the devil, that they're children of Cain, that they're the spiritual descendants of Cain in that sense. So the mark of Cain, what I'm going to be preaching about, is not really explaining what it is, because we have no idea what it is, and I'm not going to pretend to know what it was. I'm not going to pretend to think it was a letter or a mole. If it was baldness, then guess what? I'm screwed in that sense. Some people have even speculated it was like a mole or baldness, but that's not really what I'm going to be preaching about. What I'm going to be preaching about when it comes to the mark of Cain has to do with this spiritual mark, this spiritual inheritance that people have inherited from Cain today. So what is the mark of Cain that we can still see today?